Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. This is Kathy,
Hi, this is Peggy Lee. I'm from Vancouver.
and I'm from Toronto. And today we're going to be sharing with you the travel experience that Peggy and I, been to. And why are we doing this today, Peggy?
Well, now that we're all stuck at home because of the pandemic, and we have been longing to go travel because we used to travel so much, like probably not like with Young Living related traveling or personal, we probably be doing one or twice every year. Now that we couldn't be doing it, so we would like to do a throwback of our travel experience with Young Living, and also because the Grand Convention is coming up for Young
Mhm.
Living, and this year we're going to be doing a virtual one as well. So we just want to bring you back to the journey and some good memories that we have.
Exactly. And these are the four different types of events that Young Living usually host every year. Of course, the Grand Convention happens every year. Usually we would fly into the Salt Lake City, but sadly, since last year, 2020, we've been doing it online and virtual. But the experience is not bad. It's pretty good. But of course, I still prefer the in-person one, but
Mhm.
when there's no choice, we'll just have to settle with the virtual Grand Convention. And then the second category is, of course, Harvest. This is one major event for a lot of members. And Peggy, you've been to one. Lucky
Yes,
you. I
yes.
haven't yet been to one yet, but yeah, I look forward to one when the pandemic is over. And then there's the leadership cruise that happens twice a year. I'm sorry, once every 2 years. Okay. And then the recognition trips are all paid for by Young Living, airfare and accommodations and certain meals. All right. So when you reach certain ranks, and they will start treating us to retreats from silver and up. All right.
And also they have this
Contests.
contest.
Yes.
Yes.
Contests. That's right. So basically,
Yeah.
let's start with the convention, right? We have five different types of things that you can take away. First off is the farm experience. And then, of course, education. And then you get to meet new friends, your team. And because Young Living is a worldwide company, and you will have teammates and partners and friends all over the world. And when we go to the convention, we get to meet all of them, right? And of course, exclusive shopping experience that Peggy will be sharing with us later on, and
Yes.
the 5K charity run. It's all yours, Peggy.
Okay, so welcome to Mona Lavender Farm. Usually, Grand Convention every year is hosted in Salt Lake City in Utah, and then within the 4 days of convention, there will be different activities. And Farm Day is usually the highlight. Like most people, particularly from Hong Kong, like Hong Kong people, we don't get to go to farms as much. So this will be the highlight. So what you see, these are the beautiful pictures we have been collecting during our past years. And for myself, I've been to this particular Mona farm for probably 3 times already, due to like convention, because of the conventions I've been to, and also because of a silver retreat that I went to. And when you enter the farm, then usually those people will go to the visitor center, because there will be like vendors. They will be selling, like you see, there's lemonade, is lavender lemonade, and they have ice cream there. So this is usually convention is during summertime, like June. So it's very, very, very hot. Yeah, very, very hot. So, and in Salt Lake City, so we would get some refreshments to start our day at the farm, and then we go see, like, in the farm they have like plenty of herbs and flowers and plants being kept there. And basically they it's a lavender farm, but they also have like melissa, goldenrod, and clary sage and blue yarrow flowers and plants that you can see there. So this is the greenhouse nursery. They're the baby little plants that we visit. And also there will be a wagon that you then can take you to tour around the whole farm, because this is such a big place that we can, if you walk, it would take you forever. And also during the hot sun, it would be so like exhausting. So Young Living is so caring and thoughtful. They have this wagon for us to ride on. It's so much fun. And then
Yeah.
on the top left corner, you see there is like a show that we can watch. It's about is this like a tradition. I think Gary's and his family love horses so much. So in the farm, they kept like animals like horses. So this is one kind of experience. And then lunch is also a highlight because they have all these really fresh salad and also like fruits and to serve for us. It's like everything's organic and homemade. And then we also plant the baby clary sage as well. So this is a little glimpse of the farm. And on the other hand, Kathy will show us the other.
So this is back in 2018, these three pictures. That's my daughter. In 2018, my family and I and my mom also went to the convention. And so we visited the farm day and we had fun. And here are my children and Cece's children, and Colbert was there too. We get to meet a lot of diamonds and other members from Hong Kong, which is amazing. And we get to play, you know, these are the floaty boats that it's all in the farm, okay? Children had fun, and we get to plant the little tiny little roots tree. And this one is 2019. I think it's the same year that we went together, Peggy.
Yes.
And how can we forget to take a picture, a snapshot of this, you know, famous billboard along the highway. You'll get to see it if you drive past our farm. You'll see that big billboard, and so we stop by and pull over, and you know, every year we would take a picture of this billboard. And yeah, that's the distillery. I'm going to show you more about the distillery right now. So you see here, these are the cooker. And these cookers are really, really big, and we can probably fit 10 to 15 people inside easily, okay? And that's the lids there, the cone. And after, this is where they put the harvested plants and trees and leaves and whatnot in here. And then below this ground is this part, and that's the boiler with the water and all that. And then this thing heats up, right? You see this temperature here, it heats up so that the water evaporates and makes steam, and the steam passes through the plants and then up onto the pipes and into this this canister. And this canister is right here. So we walk down the stairs. It's a long stairs, which I'm afraid of the height. So this stairs always scares me off because it's see-through. And then about in this area, it's you'll see this pipe peeking out. And these are the oils and the steam coming off. And then there's a cold air effect that it condensates and separates the oils from the steam, which makes it the separation. You see that right here? The white part is the hydrosol of the floor water. And then the upper part, the really tiny little layer of golden color, that's the essential oils, okay? Imagine this, such a big boiler boils down to only this little essential oils. So which means it's really, really potent. And then here is a little demonstration of how things work in a transparent way, okay? This is, of course, it's not the real thing because technically we cannot use glass to do all this distillation. It must be stainless steel in order to get the most potent and therapeutic grade essential oils. And then behind the screen is right here. These two gentlemen stands right there because that's a lab. Okay. As soon as the oils are extracted and distilled, it's their turn to do the lab test right there and then, so that they can test out, they can do small batches of distillation to test out how it goes, how the chemical constituents and properties of the oils, to make sure that everything matches their standard before they would do the big batches, right? So the temperature and the timing and the pressure really did make a difference in terms of the quality of the oil. They don't care about the scent. So all they care is the constituents being the same so that it remains therapeutic. So sometimes with a bottle, same bottle of lavender from Young Living, different batches might smell a little bit differently, okay?
Yeah, because of the weather and the soil conditions.
That's right.
And then bear in mind that everyone, including members or non-Young Living members, can pay a visit to the farm. It's open to the public. So well nowadays with the COVID pandemic, probably they have certain conditions now. But then so it does, regardless of what rank or who you are, if you're interested, just go pay a visit. They can organize the farm tours.
Right.
And then after the farm, and I'd like to show you the distribution center, which is the warehouse. The warehouse is about half an hour drive from the farm, the Mona farm. So that's why during the convention, we would usually spend a day to pay a trip to the farm and the distribution center as well, so to make our trip worthwhile, right? So because it's like kind of close by, but then we have to drive another hour back to the city, to the convention venue. And anyway, the distribution center is at Spanish Fork. This is where we have all our Young Living products stored and being shipped from. So when we got there, they have a personal tours that are arranged for you. And then we see this big seed to seal quality commitment logo, which is like the commitment that Young Living is giving us to making sure that all the quality and everything that Young Living produce up to that standard. So you see my two friends, Sylvia and Jocelyn, and they have this headphone there because they actually has the language you can choose with the translation as well. So they're very thoughtful about this. And you see some souvenirs there is when you book a tour at the distribution center, they would give you some freebies like Ningxia Red and some refreshments like to keep you going through the tour. And now you see some red bins there. The red bins, there's a lady there, and she's responsible for distributing and batching all the orders. So when we place the orders, so you wonder how they were being distributed to us at the end, right? So this is like a belt that have all these products, and this lady, which we pick the right products according to the orders that she could see, and then just go around and then you also see their storage area with all the pallets there. Basically with this big warehouse, they have 5 levels of storage and about 9,200 pallets locations and a stacking area. And then you will see at the lab, that's the lab control for the quality control area. So the lab space is about 5,000 square feet there. And then the lab process and test anywhere from 75 to 125 samples per day. So which is a pretty busy for them. And there are like 150 pieces of equipment. So make sure all the products are in good quality before they are shipped to us.
Yes, actually, this one is the bottling area on the ground floor. This picture I downloaded from one of the website, our Facebook group from Silver Retreat, because during my time of visit, they already stopped allowing members to take pictures of the bottling center. And also on the second floor, there's the lab test area, right? With lots of expensive machines and like so many different rooms to do different tests. And that again is also closed off. It's opened for us to view, but we cannot take videos or pictures of those. So unfortunately, we can't show you any of those pictures, but it's clearly in our minds. So the next time, if you decide to go, be sure to go pay a visit at the distribution center. It's an eye-opening.
Yes,
sure.
Great.
All right. Let's take a look at the convention highlights of 2019, day 3. There were lots of workshops. here's the life science booth.
Wow.
And this one is out on some vendors.
Oh, all the shops.
I remember this guy. Yeah. Wow. And this one is for foundation. And that's our amazing wellness team. Michelle.
And that's me there. So we have members from around the world meeting in one place.
Yes. And this one was when the NASA collaborated with Young Living and sent some oils up to the Mars. Or was it Mars? No, it wasn't Mars. Up in the space. Yeah, John Maxwell was a great inspirational speaker. I love him. Hey, the Red Club. Who doesn't like that?
Oh, that's huge mainstream.
And the gala award dinner.
And we all dressed up for that.
Yes, all glammed up.
Look at this.
All the decorations are really pretty
so cute.
and unique. That's Sylvia.
Yeah, and me and how often do we?
Hong Kong team and Australia and Toronto and Vancouver. Yes. Oh, and this is the post party. Everybody changed into their 90s costumes and then fun.
How you go clubbing?
Yes. And
with insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
and, you have a story to tell us, right, Peggy?
Yeah. In this picture, so you see this picture, I have like 4 devices, like laptops and tablets and computers. What's going on was that a few years, before 2018 or so, once we register for going to convention, we were being told that there would be like a lot of workshops that we can go to, but then we want to go to all the speakers in one day, but that's almost impossible. So we're trying to do a timetable that fits everyone's need, like who do you want to learn from and what kind of products and what kind of who do you want to see. So we have to fight for spaces and at a time. So I set up a few laptops so that I can also, because I was really nice, I helped my friends to do it as well. And we just at 6 a.m. sharp, something like that, because of the time difference. And then in Hong Kong, I was back in Hong Kong, so I had to sign in and try to get the workshops that I wanted to get in. So that was a good memory. But nowadays,
I remember those days too. Yeah, there were 2 years. I started going to the convention back in 2017. And yes, I remember 2017 and 2018, we had to fight for the different slots for different workshops. And then during the convention, we have to scramble, traveling from one room to another room, trying to make it on time for that. It's crazy. But luckily, 2019 was the first year that they've changed the routine by fixing the attendees in one room. So all you have to do is register for one convention room, and then you stay there all day. It would be the speakers who rotate into different rooms. So basically you get to listen to all the great speakers that they all day, basically. You won't miss any.
So now
this is a great one.
Yeah, with the virtual convention, we just sit at our comfort of a home and just watch this.
Now this photo, I took this one back in 2018. Okay, this was the stage inside the Vivint Stadium, I think. It's called Vivint, and it's a beautiful stage that Cece and I walked on as recognition for silver when we turned silver. So that's the stage. It's beautiful. And that year we were very blessed. We some of our diamonds bought what's that called? Penthouse or no, it's a
box.
special box. Yes, special box that they serve unlimited Ninja Zinc, Ninja Red, and snacks and lots of goodies for us. And we
free
get
oils
to
to take.
yeah, free oils, and we get to sit there and enjoy and mingle and chat, and yeah, it's great. And this was the view that we looked down from.
The VIP treatment.
Yeah, lots and lots of great notes to take and learn new things. I mean, among all those workshops that I've been to, basically you can collaborate everything and then make your own workshop and present it to your friends and teams, and yeah, you learn what you teach what you learn, basically. And it's amazing, and we get to meet friends near and far. Right.
Yeah, and then you basically, because we were lining up everywhere to get into the lectures, or lining up to place orders, or lining up to pick up something. So we always chit chat and make conversations with people who are in front or behind of us. So on the far right, top right, there was a story with this it was the distribution, I think we'll call center or something like that. So it was 2018, 2019, sorry, this is the last time we went before the pandemic. And then me and Sylvia and Lena, that we went pick up our order. So we were waiting, and then we met this couple, the Thomas and Ginny. So we started chatting. And we usually exchange our stories, how we began our Young Living journey. And then this gentleman, he told me that he was he was in Air Force before, and he was a spy, and he knows all these Russian Morse code. It was really fascinating to me because I usually watch movies and hear about this. And then he said they're from Tennessee. And then he told me the reason he started using Young Living is because his daughter was as a special kid, and he was diagnosed with ADHD. So he was seeking for different holistic treatments for his daughter. And then someone mentioned Young Living essential oil. So he said, I'll give it a try. So since his daughter is 5 years old, he started using the oils, and he was asked to try brain power and cedarwood, lavender, vetiver, and then dilute all these oils in the right ratio with carrier oil and put it all over his daughter's arms and legs and tummy. And then also put lemongrass on his daughter's feet. And within 20 minutes, and then he found there's a big difference on his daughter's behavior. She became so much calmer and more alert and conscious. So, so that was a very fascinating and encouraging story to hear from. And also I met Maggie at that was a farm tour in the distillery. And then she told me she's from her story, how she began her Young Living 3 years ago, Yeah, so we met a lot of new friends.
Yeah, and we get to see a lot of stars too, right? These are like, why I say stars is because they're famous in the Young Living world. He is Dr. Oliver Wenka. He's the author of this book and many other books, The Power of CBD and Essential Oils. And also this lady here is Jan O'Sullivan. She's the owner of the Human Body and Essential Oils group that, benefited many of us, basically. She is a person full of knowledge. So for those of you who are new to Young Living, if you are interested to learn more about essential oil usage, feel free to join her group. It's free for everyone to join. It's called The Human Body and Essential Oils. It's a closed group, but lots and lots of information there. And she's also an author.
She has YouTube videos on very simple essential oil classes.
Exactly.
It's open to everybody, right?
That's right. Now, exclusive shopping experience.
Let's look at what we did as well. Of course, YL Young Living gear was one of the shopping that we would go crazy on. All the branded logo that you like. It's cute on the storage boxes.
I love this picture of you.
Well, that was like, we went really crazy, and we picked up, because usually when you go there, you place the order in and you can already picked up from the will call center. So So that, well, this combined effort of four of us, and then we were like, oh no, dear. So sometimes, you know, not only we spend money on other, you know, clothing and, you know, shopping and stuff, but the money we spend on Young Living is for our whole family's benefit. So it's all worth it.
And,
And
usually another thing is good thing about is the conventional only package
yes.
bundles. Yeah.
Yes, correct. You only get that a special, usually it's a very preferred price. Mm-hmm. And then you see there's a Ninja Red bar, and then we can mix mocktails with Vitality or plus oils. And then there's me going on this swing thing in the club. It was like a picture place that everybody was lining up to get that picture. We take turns to do that.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then there's some we call it aroma sharing fenders on the far right, and those are only available, but for us, particularly in Hong Kong, like we travel so far here, we wanted some accessories, right? And then some oil racks. Like they're made of a really nice quality of wood, and you know, even sport games with essential oil themes. It was really special. We all stuffed our 2 luggages full of goodies. And then also there was a product expo. They display every Young Living products there. And then you can test all the samples, and yeah, there was highlights of this.
And the ordering kiosks.
Yeah, there's
fight for the space. I remember those days. Yes. Anyways, now this is the Young Living new headquarters in Lehi, Utah. And it's beautiful, isn't it? Modern and all that. But if you zoom in close enough, you'll see a little something right here, which is right here. Okay?
I didn't know about that until you told me.
Yeah. Now this, if we go in further, closer up, this thing is a cabin, 16 by 20 feet size. This is the mimic of Gary's house, first house. Up until he was 4 years old. So before 4, he lives in this tiny little house with his parents and his siblings. I'm not sure how many siblings he had back then during that time, but he totally has 5 siblings in total. But then after age 4, his father already built a bigger cabin, which is 30 by 30. I attended a workshop hosted by him, Gary Young, and he explained to us that usually in the modern days, we put in the fine dining settings, we put tablecloth on the table, and then the utensils and plates and all that on top, right? But for his case, he remembered his childhood having the tablecloth on top of everything else. The reason why is because it's to prevent the dirt and the dust from falling into their food. Because this is wood, they built this house, and with the wind and all that, sometimes the dust will fall into their food. So that's why they need a coverage. So looking at this picture with the modern technology and the beautiful building, but they still would remember the history and the roots of Gary. This is really good.
Yeah,
and we get
it's
to
a family,
visit it.
Right? It's a
That's
family
right.
business.
It's like a museum. Everything in here, it's the dated. It's the real thing.
Yeah, this is really impressive.
Yeah. Now, this is a fun thing. Let's watch this first. It's the 5K charity run. Sorry, the music is a bit loud. That's the boat that I was talking about. And the warehouse. These videos were created by Michelle.
Yeah.
Okay, now up here is the year when. Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Yay, congrats, Peggy.
Yeah, there was the time that we went on big dating.
This one is Jacob. Oh, sorry, Joseph. Joseph Young, Gary's youngest son. Meetings, Diamond Lounge. And every year we have a closing ceremony.
That was so fun.
Yes, famous celebrities, singers.
I actually went to the front, like trying to like get them my handshake and touch. It's so funny. Nice. Big, right?
Yeah.
So the charity,
yeah, this year, this one was 2018. My husband was there too, and Kit and Swell, and this lady is from Australia, I think, right? Catherine. Her name is Catherine.
I don't
Michelle from.
Okay. Anyway,
I don't know. Well, yeah, we get to meet new friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then let me show you this. It's another quickie. So Agnes, after the 2019 charity run, the theme is run with heroes, right? So Michelle ordered these capes for us, the superhero capes, and also you see Peggy has that on.
I was serious about the whole
Yes, you're so serious. And then so we made the shield out of paper.
That is so cute.
Yeah, it's very cute, and we ran with it too. And then last year, 2020, everything was back to virtual. So we did one as well with all the kids, right? Mm-hmm. And the best thing is, for the price that you're paying to enroll into that, the 100% of the $35 that you pay goes directly to support Young Living Foundation. But Young Living, that's Young Living Foundation gets the money, but Young Living offers us a bottle of Vala and this t-shirts. Okay, so it's amazing.
They make sure, they always make sure like all the members are happy, you know, not only that we make like fundraising for the charity foundation. That's really sweet. And you can do this virtual 5K run at your own pace, at your own time, as long as you do it and get the money raised.
Yes, it's wonderful.
Okay, so after all this introduction of the convention, now that we can't do it in person there, but we can still meet up virtually. For this year, 2021, the convention, there will be an early bird promotion before March 11, which is just a few days, like less than a week from now. You can enjoy the early bird price of US dollars of 49. And then you get to experience all the workshops that we had. And probably they would take you to another virtual tour of the farm as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the link that you get to register. And then after you register, after you place your first convention order, Young Living will also send you a gift. Like, we don't know what it is, but I'm sure you'll be pampered by something, then get your money worth, get your money back.
Totally.
Yeah, with all the knowledge and you will get from this, you benefit from this. Yeah.
Great. Hey, this is amazing. I love all these photos. Peggy, tell us what they are.
That was it seems like a long time ago already. And this was 2016. That was 5 years ago. And that was about a year after I joined Young Living. So I heard of the opportunity that we can go to the winter harvest in Idaho and the Highlands, the farm, which is like in February. So it was really cold, but that is the time when they harvest the balsam fir trees and to make them into little bottles of oils for us. So I said, okay, I decided to go with Michelle from Hong Kong. Back then we were living in Hong Kong. So we had to fly to Spokane airport, and then we will take those, those little jet, very small jet with that propeller. It's like, you can hear that it feels like it's gonna go out of control or something. I didn't feel safe, but actually we were safe, of course. But then usually we usually do the big planes. But anyways, after we arrived, and then we were placed into different rooms because we were spending like a week there. So we were expecting something really like like nature and rustic. And at the end, they assigned us to these cabins with 7 or 8 of us sleeping in bunk beds. So it feels like we were like in school again, like we were young again. So that was a good experience because at night we chit chat and we catch up, we talking about things, and yeah, we met new friends. And then apart from that, is there feedback? No, it's just me, right?
Yeah.
Is there feedback? But anyways, okay. And then within the week we have different activities during the harvest. Not only we go out, but we have indoor activities like raindrop, and also
Did you drive this truck? Did you drive this truck? Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
I did.
That's amazing.
I was talking about the less exciting thing about products sharing, but on the right side, that was me driving this transformer truck. Okay, so who
Wow.
taught me? So you look to the top right, and it was Gary Young, the founder. He was so nice. It happened because Winter Harvest usually runs for like a month or so. So we happened to pick to go to that week that Gary came visit us at that day, and with the camera crew and stuff. So me and Michelle and Sandy, then we got lucky enough to be riding with him. And suddenly he said, "Hey, Peggy, do you want to give it a try and drive this truck?" I said, "No way. How can I? This is like transform a big truck." He said, "You can do it. Just do." I was really scared, but then he encouraged us with this can-do attitude. You can do it. Don't worry. I'm here. So I was getting into the driver's seat, and then I started to drive it and move it, and it was so overwhelming, exciting. And then
And
you
then you
see
drove
that we
the
also,
bulldozer too, right?
yes, we got the experience of navigating a bulldozer because we have to kind of chip the tree down. Those are all Idaho, Boston fir tree. We got they actually taught us how to do it. Like it was so fun, like something that you never experienced. Even we live in Canada now, we get all the trails and the natures. We don't get to do that, right? So yeah, and then we met Gary, and I got his autograph. It was such a very unforgettable moment. And this Winter Harvest, we all paid the trip by ourselves, and it's once a year. Not only in Idaho, they also have in Northern Lights one up in Fort Nelson as well.
Yes.
And then also have in Provence for lavender. So the different farms, they have different harvest time. So yeah, there was really, really something. And you see Gary was gathering us together in the living room and tells a lot of stories. And there's so much to talk about. And we met people from everywhere. It's not like anyone, even you don't have they just joined Young Living for like a few months and they came. They didn't have to be, you don't have to be a diamond or a gold or platinum leader. If you just want to learn more, just go, right?
Yes, yes. And I heard that Gary would cook breakfast for you guys, right?
Well, not for us. That
Oh, okay.
I guess not anymore. I mean, before that, they have a very kind lady who would come cook meals for us. But recent years, I think they don't do that anymore because they're getting more popular and more people going. So people they would cook by themselves and go shopping by themselves.
I see. Yeah, Kit went last year, I think. No, 2019 or early, yeah, probably 2019. She went to the Fort Nelson one, Northern Light Black Spruce, Winter Harvest. And she said it was amazing.
I wanted to go last March, like a year ago, but because of the pandemic, I paid for everything and then we couldn't go. So my package is still good for another year. Then I hope I can go next year. Because in Vancouver, we're so close. It was just a few hours of plane ride.
I hope we can all go together. One day we will.
Yes,
now this one is the leadership cruise, and it was a contest for Asian Pacific market back in 2019, and the winners get to go for free, completely covered, all inclusive. But then for us, we were part of being the 2018 convention attendees. We get first pick to say, yes, we want to join. And at first, we didn't know what to expect. We've never been to a cruise. And later on, we realized that, oh, wow, this entire cruise ship is chartered by Young Living. So everything,
Amazing.
everyone inside are Young Living members or family members of the Young Living members. And you see, they even have the thieves hand sanitizer everywhere. And then it's amazing. The cruise ship is amazing, and we get to meet a lot of diamonds and a lot of people, including Mary Young. We get to see her all, you know, everywhere, and some excursion to see whales. It's really fun.
It's just, it's so unlike the one I also.
And this one is my daughter and Cece's daughter. This one was at the inside the cruise ship, one of the activities. So, and then you see here, it's the iFly. Okay, our
Yes.
cruise ship had the iFly, and they all enjoyed it. I chickened out. I didn't want to do it. So all the moms like me, Cece, and Vivian, we stayed behind and watched them and took videos. We were the cameramen, and they had fun. Now you see this, where's this? Oh yes, right here. These are the goodie bags that we got upon arrival, and they welcomed us with special edition of Peace and Calming, and Vision, and then also the Spearmint with this
beautiful,
beautiful wooden block. It's 25 years young, which is the 25 years anniversary for Young Living. And they also gave us a waterproof backpack, like seams free waterproof backpack with a bottle of thieves roll on, a windbreak jacket, and scarf and mittens. I'm sorry, not mittens, the toques. Yeah, it's very thoughtful, very thoughtful, because they know that during our excursion, some of the weather could be very windy and cold. And here is the upper deck. There were, it's also, they can turn it into a bumper cart arena, and also roller skating and basketball fields, depending on, they have different schedules.
Big, very big ship.
Yes, and also there's a serving one too, but we didn't go because it's really too cold during that time. But food was amazing. Friends were amazing. Everyone was amazing. We feel so safe that we allowed our kids to wander off by themselves. And, you know, when we were having dinner, fine dining dinner, especially those days, the kids are always done halfway through, right? And then they will start whining and say, okay, you know what? Why don't you guys go back to the room and play, right? And then so they went on their own, and it's all safe and sound.
Yeah, I've been to a cruise to Alaska as well, but it can't be the same experience. You can't beat this.
Yeah, and look at this. Isn't it amazing? It's beautiful. I just took this from my iPhone. Now, next, the recognition. And this one is Peggy was speaking in Cantonese, so do you want to do translation?
Okay, quickly. So in 2016, I went to the Silver Retreat, and during the 4 or 5 days event, farm visit was one of them. So what I was doing there is they were showing us how they sort of cleaning and refining all these hyssop. These are hyssop plants. Refining them to get rid of all this dirt and soil and all the unwanted plants and twigs before they're gonna put them in the cooker for distillation. That's what we were experiencing these. And then I was sitting on these mountain of dry plants. I believe they were also clary sage and herbs, and because they have to be dried to a certain requirement before they put into the cooker for distillation. And then we were seeing all the horses and stuff. And with Silver Retreat, and we were really treated as VIP. So we feel like we have all the nice treatments, and because unlike the convention, And the farm is only exclusive to the silver leaders for their celebration. So it was not. It was a totally more relaxing experience, I can say. And then upon arrivals, we are given some welcome swag bags with a backpack and t-shirts and oils, and and the lanyard is something that we enjoy having too. Yeah, so that was my experience there. How about you?
Yeah, mine was in 2018, and Christine and Cece and and we all went together. Some of them are from Vancouver, some of them are from Hong Kong, and we gathered up. I totally agree. The farm day during the Silver Retreat versus the convention is so different. The convention farm day is very crowded, very loud and noisy and happy feeling and all that. But for the Silver Retreat, we feel pampered and
Yes.
VIP'd.
Yes.
We get, upon arrival of the shuttle, golf carts waiting for us. Okay.
Yes.
They drove each of us into the center of where we needed to be. Instead of at the convention, we all had to walk miles and miles and miles. But during the Silver Retreat, we just got driven around by golf carts. So yeah, it was definitely a VIP treatment. And the scientists and the tours and all very detailed, because there are a lot more smaller groups, right? Yeah.
And
so
you
also
get
we get
you gotta get to bottle your own oil home, right?
exactly. Yes.
And yeah, so in order to get these recognition retreats, you just starting from silver rank and up, you is like it's a once a year thing that you can go, right?
That's right. And everything is paid for except for lunch, I think. Dinner is paid for, breakfast is paid for, and then accommodations paid for. All the retreats, all the special activities are all paid for, and airfare as well.
Yes.
All right, so this one is the Dream 1000 back in 2019, when we had the contest for North America. And there were 250 winners, okay? We are so proud that the 5 of us among Amazing Wellness team have won, and we're all from Canada. And these ladies are all from Canada, or with a gentleman, are all from Canada as well. But among the 250, these are all everyone from Canada. So imagine that we are the top 5.
It's amazing.
Of Canada. So it's really we're really honored, and we get special treatments too. We get to pick our own Maui Jim sunglasses as a gift. These were gifts
Hawaii, right?
In Hawaii, it's very sunny, right? And then these are hand-blown glass. And upon arrival, we get these ones as well, the Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood, but special labeled for Dream 1000.
I'm so jealous.
It's collectible. I'm not opening them.
No.
Yeah, and then
so exotic. And then you bring your husband too.
Yes. Oh, I forgot about that. 250 winners, but 500 participants, right? So 500 of us were there, and we get to bring our hubbies.
Oh, for free, right? Yeah,
for free, of course. Everything is free, is covered, except lunch. Again, dinner we are covered, breakfast are covered, and they were not cheap. Okay, they took us to one of the most beautiful resorts. It's Hilton Wakolawa Villa. It's beautiful, and they even have the Young Living logo.
And the waterfall. It's amazing.
Yes. A lot of stuff are tailor-made. It's really nice. And then you get to meet one of the top inspirational speaker, Eric Worre. Okay, they you see, I'm just right behind this lady here, right? So he gets really up close and personal. And these are the daytime views of our resorts. Yes, and then this one is the gala, not gala, but the sort of like a dinner party. They also invited another guest speakers.
The watermelon carved in
Yes, beautiful, right?
Wild,
And
yeah.
all the fruits, oh my goodness, it's amazingly sweet.
Oh, I'm
Even
sure.
though sometimes the color might not be as appealing. Let's say the pineapple here, it's not too bright orangey yellow, but they are so sweet. It's like sugar packed.
Amazing.
Yeah,
And
it's
there's
just
like a
amazing.
honeymoon pictures. We are looking at your honeymoon pictures.
We were all bawling eyes off on the day we were departing because we all had to leave our kids behind. But then as soon as we got into the airplane, as soon as we got off, we were like, woohoo, we're off.
So was that the last trip you made before the pandemic?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. As soon as we came back, maybe a week later, they announced the pandemic in Hong Kong, not in Canada though. Yeah. So here is when they took us to the Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood Farm. Okay.
Oh,
and they gave us these beautiful uniforms, and we get to plant our own sandalwood trees. Okay. I have one video of this gentleman here. He is the owner's son. Okay. The owners of this farm has 3 sons. This is the youngest. This is the middle child, and then there's an older son, which will be on the next slide.
All handsome guys.
All handsome, very, very handsome. And yeah, they all have the hearts and soul for this farm.
Awesome.
He taught us how to respect the land. When we take care of the land will take care of us, right? This is the thing. And then after we plant this, there's a prayer that we have to do is you live, so we live. Right. So we say that to the plant. I obviously forgot the Hawaiian way of saying it, but what it means, the meaning is you live, so we live. Right. And then here is a highlight video that I took of my husband. I want to showcase it for you.
Let's see.
I'm asking my husband to, okay, can you take less of the soil? Because he's trying it. He's tasting it. What's the flavor, I asked. He said, I can't tell you. And then, what? And then he said he's gonna drink some whiskey afterwards. Okay, so what he just said is he did it because he wanted to follow Gary's footstep, because Gary tasted each of his farm's soil before he planted anything. So that's how, yeah. So he wanted to try that. Yes. And then this one is Cece's husband, Carlos. And
virgin land, right? It was
virgin land, and Carlos was saying that, okay, you can try here, and then back home try it in our backyard to see the difference. Anyways, yeah, it's amazing. We love it. Now next, this one is the also at the farm, but here this guy is the farm owner's eldest son. Okay, I forgot their names already. I'm sorry, guys, but I cannot remember names. So they told us very specific stories about how they suffered before they met Gary. Is that the trees that they have planted were all sold to the Orient. And then the Orient, there was one shipment that they shipped everything. They harvested all the trees, they shipped it over, but then it got rejected. So they didn't get paid and no more trees. So in the end, they were really, really upset. And one of the village person burned down the entire tree area. So yeah, out of frustration. And they were in big debt. And in the end, they also grew there were some more Hawaiian sandalwood trees. that they try to distill into essential oils. However, the yield were so little that they can hardly sell it for any, hardly worth any money until Gary arrived and met them. And then Gary came in and showed them that, okay, you were doing this all wrong because you're distilling the entire tree all together in the same pressure, same heat, and same temperature, right? Same everything. And that makes it not therapeutic, because these little tree branches definitely doesn't need as much time as the root ball. These are called root balls. These are the root underground. And then these are the trunks, right? The tree trunks. And Gary taught them to separate them and distill them separately with different temperature and different pressure, so that to get the best out of the trees, and also the yield will be more. And these things among the roots are lava stones, the lava rocks. Okay, in Hawaiian culture, everywhere could be lava stone. From years and years and years ago, right? But they just learned how to adapt and grow with the lava stones, right? So that's how it is. And here another gentleman also showed us how Gary had helped them change all of the distillery settings and change all the pipes from using glass to stainless steels. And it's amazing how Gary had transformed the entire thing. And now they are they're really, really happy. So they're in partnership with Young Living.
And I love my sandalwood oil.
Love it. And then you see here, these are 3 bales of the trees after they had been already distilled. So there's no more life to those, but they don't want to waste it. So they perforate it and kind of like made it into powders. Okay. The 3 bins are, one is the coarse powder. They use those to burn as incense. Okay. They still have a life of that as an incense. They burned it. And then the bale in the middle is the fine one that people would use it as an exfoliant. Okay. And then the one that he's holding is the really, really refined one that the lady in Hawaii, they would use that as a foundation.
Wow.
They powder it on. Okay. And so it's amazing.
Oh, interesting. I think, Kathy, we don't have a lot of time, so
that's right. We're running out of time. So thank you so much for coming. And I do have 2 more slides that I can show you, but these are just also in Hawaii. Groups of friends went a few days earlier before the retreat starts. And then, we paid for our own excursions and the additional accommodation we paid for. And look at this coconut. It's
big coconut,
giant. And then this one is the alive, what's that called? It's a live volcano. Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
And then these are the
lava. Wow.
Because the year that we went, it's 2020, right? 2020 January. But then there was an eruption back in 2018. And then it took them 3.5 months to pave this road again. Yeah. So these are all the lava that was erupt from 2018.
Cool.
So that's it. That's all.
Bring back so much good memories and make us want to travel.
Let me see.
But thank you, Kathy.
I hope you guys have enjoyed the show and hope we have inspired you to attend the convention in June. Okay. But register early. If you do plan on registering, why not save a little bit of money by registering early?
And then you can do a Zoom Zoom conference thing like this and then watch it together.
That's right.
With your team and friends.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
We're going to be starting the Cantonese version.
Yeah, Cantonese one, and you have friends who wants to know about this as well. You can ask them to join. It's the same sign in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so
I'll
much.
stop the recording.
Okay. Thank you.